we justify that, and a lot of times, bro, we're doing damage to ourselves and to our family because we're staying in positions that we really don't or should not be in. Just to we write it off as because we quote unquote providing.
Welcome to the Black Men Think podcast. If this is your first time here, know that the views and opinions expressed by the Black Men Think podcast are those of the Black Men Think podcast and not the individual members. With that being said, we're about to be unapologetically, undeniably black. Enjoy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Black Man Think podcast, where we elevate our black men because black men be out here thinking. I am your host. Last name good, but my homies call me JD. And to my left, I got my dog.
It's your boy Mo. How we doing, folks?
Yeah.
T-Mac.
Joe, what you pouring us on? Yeah, man, you see, we back at the homie crib tonight, man. And Corey incognito. But you know, he always not too far. But yeah, man, before we get into it, make sure y'all subscribe. I see the people y'all are coming over to YouTube. We love that. Y'all keep coming to YouTube. Please come and subscribe to YouTube because we're trying to build that audience there. If you are on YouTube, make sure you join our Patreon family there. We have more kickback, laid back conversations on Patreon. Patreon.com/BlackManThink. And if you want to leave a voicemail, 404-939-6477. So before we go any further, homeboy check-in, man. How y'all doing? How's your mental health? How's your physical health? How everything been going these past couple of weeks? Because I don't think I've seen y'all in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been a couple.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I went out of town to start a new beginning here. And
Yeah.
It's been going well, you know. Just kind of settling in. Family doing good. I'm good. Just happy to see y'all boys tonight, man. Need to get out the house, so, you know.
I feel you on that, boy.
Good. Well, I mean, y'all know my story.
Oh, yeah.
I've been in and out of the hospital last couple of weeks. I'm back on the mend, but I'm doing good. You know, taking health, physical and mental health seriously, like we preach. So, you know, I got to be a man of what I talk about. I got to be about it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I'm doing good now, though.
For sure. Pretty much the same, man. Dealt with, I got some results back from my doctor too, where it was just like, all right, what's up? Cholesterol was like elevated, like not crazy elevated, but like elevated past what I was used. It's like, it's up higher than I've ever had it. Yeah. And it was alarming to me because this was the first year where I was intentional about everything, intentional about what I was eating, intentional about working out. And so I was like asking the doctor, I was like, yo, like, I really don't get it. And she said, well, it's probably one or two things. Because I told her, I was like, well, you know, I kind of been going a little bit harder on protein than I have in the past. She was like, yeah, you might want to dial that back a little bit because sometimes like going heavy on protein, eating a lot of eggs too. Yeah. That can
Higher
have
cholesterol.
Yeah, that can add up to a little higher cholesterol. So she said it ain't like one of those things where we got to correct it today, but she just dial back, especially with me giving her that information. The other thing was like I had I've always dealt with white coat syndrome, like with my blood pressure being elevated. But she was like, she gave me a suggestion of like going by the blood pressure cuff. So I bought one and I just been monitoring it every day. So like every morning I wake up at like 6 o'clock, check my blood pressure. Yeah. So I'm doing that for the month. And so like what I've noticed is the first 4 days I did it, elevated. But ever since it's been kind of like slowly creeping back down. And I was just trying to like, at this point now, I'm just like, well, if my new norm is monitoring my blood pressure, then I'm just gonna be monitoring my blood pressure just to make sure that it ain't, because what happened like that, according to her, with white coat, in most cases, people top number is highly elevated, but the bottom number is not. Like you're usually like, so, you know, you might see somebody with a 160/80 for like white coat. Yeah. But then, you know, wait a few minutes, take it again, and usually drop.
What's white coat for people that don't know?
For people that don't know, white coat syndrome is just like basically you get anxiety when you go to the doctor's office. So when you get your blood pressure taken, you tense up, you get nervous, it's usually give you an elevated reading. And so in most cases, a doctor will give you some time to yourself or give you a little time to chill. We'll take it again. If it's still elevated, they might even take it a third time and tell you like lay down and take it or whatever. Something to put you in a more of a calm state versus just like, regular take your blood pressure. So, but she was just saying, even with that, you got to make sure that it can be white coat, but also it still shouldn't be elevated all the time. So you got to just get into the practice of just checking it. So just,
How's your cardio? Because that usually help also. With,
cardio been pretty good, man. Like I do spin. I used to do spin, like I used to do it twice a week. Now I kind of dial back. So maybe like once a week on spin. And then I don't do a lot of like heavy running, but I do like more walking, elevated walking. So I'll do like incline walking on like between 3 and 5 speed.
Just staying active. That's the name of the game. The older we get.
That's
gonna
it,
be
bro.
your friend. Staying active.
Absolutely.
It really got to get to that space of like, bro, whatever you got to do to get to 10,000 steps a day, just like
100%.
just get to the 10,000, bro. So it's the new norm, man. But
That's how I get, man. We cross a certain age. It's like,
And we've crossed it.
yes,
Yes,
we have.
crossed
Yes, we have, bro. It's always like, man, you got to find a new normal because the things that you used to, all of a sudden, it's like you wake up and it's like, this ain't enough.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Be like, blood pressure high, cholesterol, things happening. It's just another part of that is called being a black man too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Because we're at high risk for everything.
that
High
part.
risk, bro.
So
Yeah.
My wife was like, yeah, so what can we do to like alleviate the stress? I was just like, leave me alone a couple of days. I said it, but I was
she
like,
just said, make me not be black no more.
hey, but like just keeping it real, bro. Just on some like, man, just trying to find ways to live more of a stress-free life. You know what I mean? Just which is very difficult, like you said before, man. Like being a black man is just very difficult.
That's just the name of the game, unfortunately, for
bro.
black male, and it's a shame, but that's
and some of it can be self-inflicted too.
yeah.
But yeah, just trying to find ways to just like be more mellow, more chill. I find myself, so I started taking ashwagandha. And it's helped with stress levels.
Okay.
It's like herbs. I take it as a pill form, but
Well, say it again. You said
Ashwagandha.
I heard ashwa before. I ain't never heard that though.
Goli has some ashwagandhas as well, so they have the gummy ones.
Yeah.
It comes in. I took it for a little bit, but I wasn't consistent at that time because I forgot what it was. I was going through a lot of stuff at that time, and so I didn't stay with it. But I've heard that ashwagandha really does help.
Yeah. It'll lower your stress levels.
You take it before you go to sleep or something?
I take it first thing in the morning.
Okay, so just run you through.
And y'all know me, like I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
So adding not being a morning person on top of like
Blood pressure.
So bro, just trying to figure out like, how can I be more relaxed in the morning? So just gotta do I think for me, a lot of it just being better with finding a routine, more of a routine, because I'm so like such an anti-routine person. So just trying to.
Have you found a multivitamin as well? Because I noticed another thing that I need to take. Well, we need to take as men of 40 and over anyway.
Everything.
And so I need to. That's why I'm like, I need to find me a multivitamin. I need so much other stuff that on top of the things that we're already doing that I need to probably incorporate, especially now, because now we're actually living for our 60s. So what we're doing now is going to set us up to be better health in our 60s, right? And so that's why I'm thinking like, dang, what are these multivitamins and things of that nature that I need to be taking, because I hate taking pills, first of all. So I'm trying to think about what can I take to get that into a good place as well, man.
That's usually the one thing I try to do every day. I get up, I have blood pressure medicine, so I'll take that. But I
didn't know that, man. You on blood pressure medicine?
Oh yeah, I've been on blood pressure medicine for probably about 3 years now.
Oh,
3, 4,
man.
maybe.
I don't think I know that.
So I'll offer this for you, because I know blood pressure medicine have like some, different implications. I don't know what kind you're on, but I got a recommendation to take. It's a product called 120/80. I got it from like I forgot the name of the shop. I want to keep shouting it out, but it's in Toco Hills, like over that way. But yeah, man, it's called 120/80. Take it. It's 2 pills take it with a meal. Didn't even know that either.
I
Didn't
didn't
even
either.
know it.
Chris Middleton on the Lakers. I mean, on the Mavs.
I
Mavs,
missed
yeah.
how that happened. Oh, you know how
Yeah,
that
I didn't
happened.
even know.
You know, I'm tripping. No,
The
it happened
trade
with
from-
AD. It happened with AD.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been working too.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, so I mean, cause you know, you know how it is with blood. It's all natural.
Yeah.
It ain't no
Gotcha.
extra. It's
Yeah.
just like it's natural ingredients that's inside of it, and it's definitely been working for me. So
For sure.
just to give you, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, do that. But I was saying, I try to do that and keep a multivitamin and a vitamin C. That's usually my daily regimen. I've probably been on a multivitamin for ages.
What multivitamin you take?
It'll vary between, like, it's just a basic, you know, over the counter, like Nature Made or
Okay.
or one of the other ones that's kind of like all natural, but it's for men specifically. So
Well, I need to get back to my vitamin C, man. I used to always take emergency every morning.
Yeah.
I used to always take it. I need to get back on that.
I do not. That's the one thing I will not not take. I will every day have a vitamin C just to keep my immune system up.
You know me, I used to get up.
Yep.
And so I need to get back to that. So since I had kids, I fell off that.
About to say these kids, boy, they come home with everything.
So yeah, I need to get back on it though. So
Them kids definitely will have you sick, bro. That's
Yeah,
one
man.
thing
Yeah,
about it.
man.
So look, yeah, let's get into it, man. When comfort becomes a cage.
that's a good one.
A cage.
The CC, huh?
Yeah, when comfort becomes a cage. So let's we can get into like let's start like I guess like signs when you've outgrown your environment. I know we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, but identifying when you've outgrew whatever environment that is, whether it's a work environment, you know, hopefully none of us outgrow a relationship environment, but
No. It's
But
too
you
late
know,
for that, bro.
Yeah, it's too late for that. But you know, I mean, there's some people out
There's
there.
no outgrowing marriage.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You know, it's some viewers out there that might be in a relationship that's grown, you know, still. You know what I mean? And they may feel like, bro, this ain't working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just like, even if we're not talking from that perspective, just like knowing when you outgrow and when to pivot, I guess. You know.
Well, I say this, I got 4 kids. I done outgrown my new house already. Cause I feel I need a man cave.
Yeah.
I need a new office. I ain't got none of it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm tongue in cheek, but yeah, no, seriously. Like it's interesting. I've always looked at my life in like periods, phases, seasons is probably
Right.
like, you know, a little more deeper way to say it. But I feel like I had just crossed out of a season and entering a new one where I don't know. There's this like new confidence, you know, in just who I am. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think I had to come out of a period that was really challenging, a period that kind of challenged my views of myself, or even just like questioning myself a little bit. Like, you know, like, okay, you've had success in this phase, like this phase right here seems like it is hard, it's challenging, it's struggling. But coming out of it and coming out better, you know, it just kind of feels like, okay, that wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad at all.
Wasn't that bad at all. You know, it's like, it actually wasn't anything. And now, you know, it's like, okay, it kind of prepared me for new challenges. So I don't know, I'm in a space where, you know, comfort, maybe I was a little comfortable in that last season. And then when I got uncomfortable in that space, it actually triggered something in me to like reinvigorate myself, reinvigorate learning. Like I've more recently kind of just been falling back in love with learning again. And I think I had actually gotten stagnant. If there was anything that I got comfortable with, I got stagnant with learning. But I've been challenging myself to just pick up new stuff, read new stuff, pursue new certifications, just going back into a space of learning. I'm not going back to school. Not yet anyway. I mean, I may, you know, if I had the opportunity, I probably would. But, there's ways to like re-engage the mind. And I think it's sped up like my pace a little bit.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I mean, I think about that. Some that happened for me, maybe like a couple of weeks ago, bro. Like I was battling something that like was in the back of my mind for like a couple of years now, and that I didn't want to admit it. And it was the thing about like music and my dad. And like when I came to grips on that and realized like, all right, bro, you're running from something. And I realized like I was running from being proactive there. A lot of the like I never stopped creating, but a lot of the things what I was doing, I wasn't proactive in that area. So what I was doing was just like, yeah, if you called me for something, yeah, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
But I wasn't actively trying to do anything on that side. You know what I'm saying? And so it kind of hit me. I was at like a standstill, and I was just there like, you know what? It was the time where, bro, I was just like, I'll put on a record and just like listen to samples, and just for inspiration. I was like, man, I ain't did that in probably about like 3-4 years. Records from when I went to Italy.
Yeah.
Never played them.
Crazy.
So I was just like, bro, just put these records on. And there was so much stuff there, man. So much stuff there. And so I'm just like, I started getting to that groove, and then it kind of hit me. I was just like, oh, you stopped this because of a reason. Like when my dad passed, I was just like, and so I was like kind of dealing with that, and I had to sit in there for like a couple of days, and then it really, things started to resonate a little bit more. And then like that tackled on to like some other areas in my life where I was just kind of putting to the side because I didn't want to be proactive in those areas.
Yeah.
And I got to a place of like, once I was able to pinpoint that, bro, I got like 5 calls in a matter of like 2 days. Just like, I mean, it seemed like out of nowhere, but I know a video I put out prompted a lot of that stuff, but it was just like, it reminded me like, man, there's still space for you out here.
Yeah.
But it ain't just gonna come to you. Like you actually got to do some work. You know what I mean? So that was one area for me for sure. Just reaffirming that like, hey man, you are great in certain areas, but you still got to do some work.
Right.
This work ain't just gonna, it ain't gonna come to you. You can't outgrow the work, so to speak.
Crazy.
What about you, Tor?
I think it's the same. I want to change complacent though, and change it with the word safe, right? Because I think that's really when people become complacent because they feel safe and comfortable, right? And so I think that there's a lot of times that I feel safe because I can provide and I can see how I can provide, and that sometimes blinds you from how you used to be hungry when it was just yourself, right?
Yeah.
And like, hey, this ain't for me. This is coming. You need to be actively pursuing more. And so, that's how I find myself. And I think it's kind of similar to Mo, is where you have to, things happen and then you start to question yourself like, dang, man, wait, I done had this success in my career.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, X, Y, Z? No. You just like, no, because you guys know me. I'm a rinse repeat type person.
Yeah.
So if it worked here, I know it's gonna work here. And then the question is why is it not working here? And I think some of the times that you're so more secure about, hey, these are my safeguards because I got X, Y, Z responsibilities, that you're not willing to push back.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you normally would have back when it was just you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back when we were living at 2601.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that people could have said to me about what I was doing that I wouldn't say was, you know what?
Yeah.
And so I think that's a part of it as well. And it's really just, like you said, sometimes it does become that cage because you get this paralysis, right? Like, okay, dang, I can't see my way out of it.
Yeah.
Because then you start game theory and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like if I do this, how this gonna affect this and that. And so, and I think that adds to some of the things like we were talking about earlier, to stress.
Yeah.
Especially in Black men, we internalize things so heavily.
Yeah.
And I saw that statement that just adds on to it. And so it's really just trying to, like you said, regain that confidence to shake up things, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay if you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
You know, it's okay that you might struggle. You know, it might be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
But you know, uncomfortable is where you grow the most usually.
I think that's where, but even for me, like I had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I avoided discomfort for a period, but I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I had found a spot that I felt comfortable in, and I didn't want to move. I didn't want to challenge myself, even when the world around me was challenging me. Like I thought that I could just stay right here and it'd be okay. But I was really becoming more and more stagnant. And it took a shakeup for something to trigger. And it's like, wait a minute, you know, and then I had to kind of just process it for a second. And then, you know, grace of God is at a certain point, man, it's like I got reaffirmed, I got reconnected to like, bro, this is nothing. Like, let's elevate, let's go to another level. Like it's nothing to do this. And it took me trying something new and then achieving it. Right. I was like, wait a minute, that was simple. Let me do it again. Let's repeat it. Okay, I learned something else. Let me do it again. Learn something else. Let me figure out how to learn faster. Let me figure out how to learn more efficiently. And even to the point where now I'm sitting in a space that I've never been in and I'm not afraid. I'm just like, no, it's cool. Like I have what I have. I brought it with me. I can make moves and I can learn at the same time. Whereas at one point that probably would have, made me either run the other way or like excuse myself from challenging myself. But now it's almost like I only want to challenge myself because I feel like I've hit a stride and now I want to grow and continue to grow. So it's a space where it took me going through some hardships and through some failures, if I'm being honest, like dropping some balls that I didn't even know I was dropping, failing at something that I thought I would be really successful at, but it almost recalibrated my thinking so that now with a newer challenge, a greater challenge, it's like I'm ready to rock. So.
You know, Tori mentioned something a few minutes ago that really caught my attention about just like us as black men. Sometimes we get stuck because we feel the responsibility to like handle it, handle like the household, handle, you know, whether that's a financial responsibility or, you know, emotional or physical. And there are times where like, bro, we get stuck in positions because we're like, well, I absolutely hate this. But I mean, you look around like, shit, if I ain't, our lifestyle can change if I don't keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
And, you know, we justify that. And a lot of times, bro, we're doing damage to ourselves and to our family because we're staying in positions that we really don't or should not be in. Just to, we write it off as because we quote unquote providing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, bro, we all have wives that really came from all good families, humble backgrounds, where they okay with a little discomfort. I mean, not long term, but a little discomfort. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think a lot of times, bro, we have to make sure that we're openly communicating our own discomfort, because if we don't, I think it does damage to us in the long term. You know what I mean? Like when you get to a place to where you're feeling so stuck at work that you bring that being stuck at home. And so now you can't even communicate to the wife like you want to communicate because you're thinking about, you start resenting her is what happened because I can't hear nothing you talking about because I got to go and deal with these folks tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like, you know, then that turns to showing resentment to the children because no, I don't have time to go over your homework tonight because I got to deal with this tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think we end up doing ourselves a disservice by getting stuck in positions and masking it because we're saying we're providing. You know what I mean? I think we have to find a way to navigate that in a proper way. Let's see, what do we have here? Let's talk about like the real cost, bro. The real cost of when we hold on too long for something that we should have moved past.
Man, that cost could be astronomical sometimes. It can cost you your family. It can cost you your health. It can cost so many different things, because it's a cascading effect, right? Holding on to negative things long term, it just breeds negativity, and that impacts everything that's positive. Because a negative and a positive equals what? A negative.
Yeah.
And so it depending on what it is, the cost could be great.
Yeah, man, you talked about family. Like I think about situations I've seen, thankfully not my own, where somebody stayed in something too long, and they lost the family. They lost, something that they didn't expect to lose, and but I mean, life comes at you fast,
Yeah, dude.
and it's just every time, man. It's like I try to learn from other people's mistakes. Honestly, it constantly tells me and reminds me it ain't worth it.
Not at all.
I'm sure our listeners can follow. Just it's one of them things, man. Like, yeah, it sound good, it look good, it smell good, might taste good, but boy, when I tell you, it ain't no good. It ain't worth it. Because the interesting part about that is we never count the costs. Like we never count it until it's too late.
Right.
And so, you talk about staying too long. Like I think it's a message of just like now's the time to get out.
Yeah.
Like you don't wait and ride that thing out until like you feel like you're invincible.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
man,
that's a
good.
lie. That's never true.
Yeah.
It's time to go. Now is the time. Yesterday was the time to go. So just wherever that fell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wherever that fell, we're gonna sprinkle that one on.
There you go.
On the pod real quick.
Yeah, wherever. Yeah, exactly. I mean, one thing is like that regret later in life, right? I know we've had conversations around, man, I wish we would have invested in real estate a little bit earlier. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And yeah, I wish I would have been a little more proactive on the Apple and Amazon stock and Bitcoin. All of those things.
Bitcoin, definitely.
Yeah, bro. Like all of that stuff that we,
I got in and pulled out 2 hours. God,
Don't say that.
missed the wave, dog.
missed the wave. Missed the wave. Yep. But it's just those are learning experiences, bro. But I think we're just in a space now where we have, less time in front of us than we do behind us. And so
Facts. That's real.
being in that space, bro, it's just like, let's capitalize on these next 40, prayerfully 50 years, you know what I'm saying? But let's capitalize on that in a way to where it sets up our grandkids. You know what I'm saying? But we just, that thing just said, choose your reward.
There it is.
And I think we got to figure out and get into a space where like, bro, we're choosing our reward. Whatever that reward is for you, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you what it should be, but we just got to get in a space where like, man, life is too short for the BS. It's too short for like to be in spaces that you don't want to be in. Like, bro, we know it. We could walk into a space and feel it ain't for us.
That part.
And you just got to be like, you know what? This ain't for me, dog.
You know what's crazy about that? Like I've been the type to sit in it too long. You talk about staying in it too long. It's like when I know that feeling and I know it so well, I will stay in it and call it perseverance. I will sit in it and then I'll call it like I'm just, I'm learning my lessons. I'm allowing this to shape me. I'm gonna see this through. I made a commitment. I create some version of a noble, perspective on it. When in actuality, the first time I felt it should have been the trigger. It should have been the message. It should have been like, nah, this ain't it. This not for me.
Right.
And I've stayed in those moments too long. And I think I've done that more than I should have. And I'm grateful too. Like my wife has been very vocal and honest about those moments too, because she's seen it firsthand, because she gets to see the effects of it.
Right.
And I think I finally can say I've come to a place where like that's not acceptable for me anymore.
Right.
Like if this ain't it, it's time to go. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. There's no guilt that I have to wear when I know that it's time to go, because it's time to go. And I think sometimes we can stick in situations for everybody else when for us it's time to go.
Yeah. No, that's real, bro. I mean, I know several people, including myself, you know, like even my last job situation, bro, I stayed there way too long. Knew it was time to go.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, this easy. This is a piece of cake. I can do this, you know, it's working remotely, so I'm not in the office, so to speak, so I'm not having to deal with it. All the way up to the point where they gave me the option to like, yo, you know, we talked about it, but I overstayed. I should have been dipped out and figured out the next step.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was forced out. And with that force out, a lot had to be learned in that time of just like, damn, I could have finessed this so much more.
Facts.
You know, in a different way. But now you look at it as a learning experience, and then I just learned from that and kind of move forward. But yeah, bro, let's not hold on. If that's you out here, bro, don't hold on to spaces that are not serving you anymore.
Yeah.
Like you gotta move, and you gotta move with faith, and know that like wherever you move with intention, knowing that you're gonna be okay, whatever that next step is, you know. But don't try to hold on too long to the point where it's too late.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too late. Ask a Black Man. Hold on, I had it.
So you about to boom now.
How do you know when it's time to leave something that's no longer challenging you?
How do you know when it's time to leave something when it's no longer challenging you?
When it's no longer challenging you.
Kind of what we was just talking about.
Yeah. So if you're the one that's basically you becoming complacent. I mean, I think that's the whole premise around what we're talking tonight. And you usually know it when, one, you don't look forward to going to that place, or it's more of a hassle to do it than anything else, or you always just feel tired when you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
When it feels like it's no longer fun, that definitely is an indication. That's really the number one. If it's you're no longer having fun, because you should enjoy doing most things, right?
Yeah.
That you're trying to do. If it's no longer fun for you, that definitely to me is a dead giveaway that, you know, that time has passed for that.
Yeah.
I say pay attention to your conversations. Like if your conversations start to sound like cynicism, apathy, annoyance.
Yep.
Typically that's a
good point.
that's a teller that something's off.
Yeah.
Now it could be you off, it could be the environment, it could be the people around you, it could be a mixture of all the things. But for me, like I start realizing I'm allowing my countenance to shift publicly. Like I'm not trying to hold a face or maintain anymore. I'm kind of letting it out, letting it slip. Two, it's almost like I'm no longer concerned about how I'm affecting others. And that's just kind of lets me know, like, okay, I've gotten to the point where maybe it's a short-term issue. Maybe I need a vacation. Maybe I need to go ahead and step away for a minute and come back fresh. Or maybe I need to reassess this whole situation because this ain't it. It's not working out, and I'm allowing the tone around me to drag me down as opposed to me lifting up the temperature in the room.
Right. And I think another key giveaway is when you start seeing that you're complaining more than talking positive.
Yeah.
If you're starting to complain that a lot, and I mean a lot,
Yeah.
you probably not grown that.
That time.
It's past that time.
It's past that time.
What you do? Time to wrap it up.
up.
Yeah, time to wrap it up. Speaking of wrap it up, listen, man, if you want to be a part of this podcast, you can send us your questions at Ask a Black Man. 404-939-6477. Also join our Patreon family. We'd love to have you. Black Man Think. On Patreon, everything's Black Man Think. I think that's it. Subscribe. Tell your friend, tell your mama, tell your auntie, tell your cousin, tell your spouse.
Yeah.
Fellas, I know I know, our numbers is our audience are mainly dudes. You should have your wife or your girl sit down and watch an episode.
Yeah.
And y'all discuss.
1,000%.
Yep.
It's gonna be some good topics.
Some good
Good topics.
Have them watch the next episode, or have them watch this episode, and then y'all have a conversation after that, and then shoot us a DM and let us know how that conversation went, and let's grow from there. Because while this podcast is talking to Black men, I think at least the advice what we have heard back is that from the Black women that listen to us talk, it opens up a different level of conversation because they get to hear us talk about stuff that sometimes we don't talk to them about.
Mm-hmm.
And so let your spouse listen to this podcast and y'all have dialogue that y'all can share off of that, because I can guarantee, and this is the pot calling the kettle black. I have conversation on here that I have to remind myself to go and have conversation with my wife about, because sometimes I just be forgetting.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Back.
Yeah. Black Man Think podcast, where we elevate our black men, because black men be out here thinking. Y'all stay prayed up. Move away from them situations that don't work for you. And y'all come on back and see us next week. We'll see y'all then. Bye.
The Black Men Think Podcast.